They say money flows to you when you're magnetic, or, money equals magnetism. And this may be true when you are able to achieve that state of consciousness, or when you're able to exude that energy. But what about when your money feels a little bit funny and when your change feels a little strange? Astrologically, some of the popular money placements that I like to use and many other astrologers like to use would be Venus for magnetism specifically, as well as Jupiter for luck, prosperity, abundance, and blessings. But again, when you are struggling and when you are in a feast or famine cycles, it's kind of hard to activate these placements. So one placement that I have been working with very strongly is my Circe placement. And Circe is an asteroid. She rules nurture, she rules fertility, she rules the grain, the harvest. It's really about resources, and it's about how can you nurture yourself and become resourceful for yourself. But this is also the goddess of grief. So I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but when it comes to the realm of money, there is a grief process. And I'm not talking about just grieving because you feel broke or because you're in a financially bad situation. There's even a grief process when it comes to, this is the amount of money that I'm used to. And then when you up level to that new level of life or to that new level of money, things change. You can't always do the same thing that you were doing. So it's also a grief process with that new financial identity that you are quantum leaping into. So when we look at our Circe placement, this can really help us integrate that new version of us, or integrate into that identity that is no longer broke or struggling, or, for X amount of time, I always get it, but this time of year it goes back down. I hear that a lot with my clients, or it's just like always this feeling of never enoughness. Circe also helps us when it comes to our self-worth, again, resourcing ourselves, understanding that the validation is an inside job and not something that we seek from an external source, even money. So if you are interested in exploring your Circe's placement, I do have an upcoming workshop on October 10th at 2 p.m. EST. You can sign up in the link in my bio. See you there.